We could teach the children young already this education that we could respect one another as human people and not have this anti-Semitism.
David Menzies for the Rebel News here in Georgina, Ontario. Now, Georgina is a quaint small town north of Toronto, and increasingly it's a bedroom community for the big city down south. But recently, this house in Georgina, which also serves as a shul and a Hebrew school, was targeted with a hate crime. I'm going to go in and speak with the rabbi who lives here and find out what happened.
On October 19th on Saturday, it was the holiday of Sukkot. And we use our facility as a community center as well. And on our driveway, we have something called a sukkah, which is a biblical commandment in the Torah and the Bible, where we sit inside of this hut under the stars and where we eat our meals and we celebrate. So we had a sukkah which sat on our driveway, right in public view, open for the community. So because there are Jewish people up here, for the Jewish community to enjoy a sukkah where they could come in and enjoy the festivities, and we had also social events in the sukkah for the holiday. On October 19th, sometime during the evening, Friday evening actually, so it's technically maybe October 18 or the middle of the night, we don't know exactly what time, someone came and defaced our sign, which was on the sukkah that said Chabad wishes you a happy Sukkot, and there was a picture of the Vorovitch Rabbi, the leader of the Chabad Vorovitch movement, with wordings "We want Mashiach now," which is the Jewish Messiah, and our logo with our website. We noticed this actually at the end of Saturday. We right away obviously notified the authorities, the York Region Police. They right away came and made a case on it and started investigating. At that time, Saturday evening, I also noticed that there was a fellow by the name of Saeed, Ahmed, that left a review on our Google organization business account. I saw that he left, it wasn't hateful, it wasn't specifically, it was just a bit of an odd review. A week later, on October 26th, on Saturday, we were here in the afternoon. Someone rings our doorbell. I look out, and it wasn't during services hours, so there wasn't technically anyone supposed to be there. I looked out and I saw a fellow standing by the door. I went outside and it looked like the same fellow that left the review because he had his picture on there. So I went out to go speak to him. He introduced himself as Saeed Ahmed, and he wanted to come inside. I explained to him that there were no services. At the time, he still didn't understand why he can't come inside. I tried telling him that unfortunately right now you can't come inside and you'll have to come back and you'll have to leave. You come back another time, but right now it's closed. Right now there's nothing to come inside for. He didn't really understand that. He kept insisting to come inside. At the same time, I also asked him, by the way, by any chance were you here last week? And he said yes, and he actually admitted to defacing the sign and going to my backyard as well on our property.
Now, we fast forward a few days, and he has indeed been charged. And the nature of the charge is mischief, I believe, involving religious property?
Yes, that's the charge, because he did vandalize our religious property. It's a sukkah, it's a sign. So that's what the police arrested him for. What made our concerns what stepped it up for us was after the Sabbath, we saw that he posted a picture on Google on our organization page besides the review he did a week earlier. A week later, on that same day of my occurrence with him, he posted a picture of Hitler with a fellow, which I wasn't really able to identify his face, but we assumed it was probably the Prime Minister of India, Modi, holding a sword. So that was extremely alarming for us, and that raised the red flags for us even more.
We see in Europe, anti-Semitism is clearly on the rise. We know here in Canada, going by the statistics, that the number one hate crime target group is indeed Jewish people. What do you make of this rise of anti-Semitism?
Good question. What do I make? Obviously, as a leader, we're concerned about it. We've been up here. I day-to-day walk around looking like a religious Jew. People are extremely friendly. We haven't had any anti-Semitic incident on the street personally, besides one other case we had in our home. But otherwise, we haven't had any. People are extremely welcoming. People are extremely friendly, and we are very happy to be in this community and the very fact that after this whole incident, people have been reaching out to us constantly. Even right now, my phone has been buzzing during our interview. People are constantly reaching out to us and showing their concern and showing their love and showing their support. And we're truly blessed to be in this community, actually.
Also, Rabbi, again on the political realm, a couple of years ago, Ikrit Khalid was the author of, she's the Liberal MP in Mississauga, of Motion M103, which was condemning hatred, but specifically points out Islamophobia. And what a lot of people have been trying to piece together is, if indeed anti-Semitism is on the rise globally, and if indeed anti-Semitism is the number one hate crime in Canada, why do you think this particular motion would put the focus on Islamophobia?
It's a good question. I'm not sure exactly, but what I know is that not always could we could we change the effect of the federal government and their policies and so on and so forth. So we have to do what we can as community leaders. I know in the States and in Canada we have something similar also, but they have to strengthen this idea. And in the States they have something called the moment of silence. And the Lubavitch Rebbe said if we integrate in the public school system a moment of silence, that moment people could think about the fact that God created the world and that we're all created beings of God. We could teach the children young already this education that we could respect one another as human people and not have this anti-Semitism. I believe what is great about the story is the outpour of love and support I've been receiving from the community. We are out here and people are very appreciative of our work, and we're looking to strengthen it. And like the Lubavitch Rabbi said, that every one small good deed could tip the scale to bring Mashiach, and the world could be in a good place, and then we won't have any bad. There will only be good in the world, and we are with the belief that Mashiach will come now, and we will be taken out of this exile and brought to the Holy Land and be reunited, and be able to see godliness. And we are hoping and praying that Mashiach should come now.
Say, folks, do you like the kind of hard-hitting journalism we strive to bring you here at Rebel News? Well, I can tell you one thing, unlike so many members of the media party, we don't receive a single nickel in government funding, nor would we take it if it were offered. We depend on you, our viewers, for our support, so if you can kindly go to donations.rebelnews.com, that's donations.rebelnews.com, and make a contribution, we would most appreciate it.